Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Blastoise in the Retro Cup. We're going to have currently the Community Day Classic going on, which is going to allow you to get a Blastoise for yourself, both for the Great League and the Ultra League. You kind of want to have one. For the Ultra League you need XL candies because Pokemon is actually kind of bulky compared to like other starting type Pokemon. So yeah, definitely try to get some, definitely try to play the event if you haven't got them already. But also it's very decent to get those XL or like the XXL and the XXS Pokemon for those showcases, which are pretty nice right now as well. So definitely play this event. But yeah, we're going to take a look today at the Blastoise, which kind of gets Hardwood here in the beginning. And after one dragon, we of course face another one. This is my brother again, and of course I'm getting Hardwood by my brother, as always basically. At least here we might be able to flip switch, but we are already kind of in a very bad spot there. After losing lead hard with another dragon against our water type Blastoise, we are going to have now a sheer disadvantage, but we might be able to just farm them all the way down here. Let's take a look at this. Body Slam comes through, but it doesn't knock them out, and now they can still go ahead and go for another Body Slam themselves. I can try to farm them down, and at least have some health still left, and in comes the Frosters. I maybe should have went for the bait first here. But honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. As you can see here, I don't even get to another charge move anyway. So it does not really matter, and we have to take a charge move here with our Blastoise, because we know, of course, that the opponent going to have their Goodra already. And I can try to go for the Weather Ball, and I should have went for the Weather Ball a little bit earlier than what I did here. Should have went straight for it. But I thought I could overfarm by a little bit because I didn't expect them to have that much energy already. That was on my part. And I also gave them even more farm against me, which put me into a range where I cannot get to an energy ball. And if I would have got to the energy ball, I maybe still had a chance of winning this game. But like this, there is sadly nothing I can do anymore, because the opponent going to have now 2 more charge moves, and this is going to be a little bit tricky. Of course, against 2 dragons back-to-back in the lead is also not really ideal, but actually had a great time with this Pokemon. I didn't really expect it too much, because something like, for example, the Deoxys actually is a fairly decent matchup. We have Water Gun. Water Gun is a fairly decent move as well against Deoxys because of the fact that it's a one-turn move, and always one-turn moves are a little bit better against Deoxys defense. But here we're going to now encounter a Dugong swapping in. This kinda seems to be kinda similar to a team that I already showcased on my channel earlier, which was the one with the Auroras in the back. So I expect them to run this, and so I'm playing around this a little bit. This is like the issue kinda when you copy teams. They are definitely very nice, like also the teams that I used are very nice, but especially for me, of course, I know my own teams. Like, I know what I run, I know what I showcase, so I know what to expect, and this kinda, of course, helps me to plan my game plan a little bit more. And here, for example, I was able to get my shield as well as the switch advantage here, as I'm also going to be able to even reach another charge move here with my double. Going to be able to now put them into range, or maybe even one Hydro Cannon is enough to knock them out. Let's take a look at this one. It is not, but we can at least still go ahead, let this move go through, expecting that they're going to have the Auroras in the back. I'm going to swap out here, and yes, they do, which will allow me now to go for an energy ball, and one energy ball is all it takes to just one-shot the opponent here, and this is going to be a good game there. But yeah, I just played it out like I expected the team from the opponent to be like this. Also, next team, we have a Lantern in the lead. If they have a Shadow Kingdra in the back, and maybe also something like an Altaria, I might also know the team and who built this team. So, maybe another viewer of mine, we will find out shortly. But yeah, Lantern in the lead, and we're going to see now a Shadow Kingdra coming in. It's actually kind of wild. We're actually getting fairly lucky here right now as well, because as you're going to see here right now, I'm still going to be able to get my Body Slam off, which is something that's like a kind of 50-50 chance right now. This happened before already against the Deoxys in the game prior, so I'm definitely getting a little bit lucky here, as we're going to now get the Bombers now against the opponent, 50% chance if they debuff me or not, and here at least we don't get lucky, but I guess that's totally fine. You win some, you lose some, that's basically how it goes, and if the 50% chance is correct, this might not debuff, and it doesn't, which is amazing for us, as now we're going to still have our Blastoise against the opponent's Lantern, and of course I expect them to have the Altaria in the back. This team is very good, but this team also struggles hard against the Obama Snow that we have on our team, which is really good for us. As you're going to see right now, they go for the Thunderbolt. I can farm them down if they have the Altaria, which they do. This is kinda game over. This team really struggles against the Obama Snow, but it's a pretty rare Pokemon to be seen, and you can still actually deal with it with the Shadow Kingdra. But here we were basically perfectly fine here to align our Pokemon correctly. And this is going to be a very good game. Let's take a look at the next opponent. Horrific lead, but also we swap out into the Victreebel. And like, this is something that of course I would have loved to have my Abomasnow against this Pokemon. But no, I got the double now against the opponent. I don't know why they even swapped out, because Walrein always kind of wins against the Blastoise, because they have the neutral Earthquake, while we only have resisted moves there, unless we would run the Skull Bash, which we don't. But at least our double IVs are still allowing us to get to another Body Slam, and luckily they decide to shield here, which is really good for me. And I expect them to have maybe another Grass type in the back, so I'm going to try to keep my Abomasnow around here and try to catch the move onto my Blastoise, which works out really well, as they're going to give me more farm, and it's going to be another Grass type. It's going to be the Razor Leaf variant of Tropius, and now the Blastoise is mad, going for the Ice Beam and nearly one-shotting the opponent, as they're now going to be able to farm all the way down, go for the Hydro Cannon, which definitely going to put them into range 1 Energy Ball, and like this we're going to be able to easily win this game, because Blastoise was able to hit with the coverage move Ice Beam against the Tropius, and this is going to be able to win us this game here, and this is going to be in general a very good game. Let's take a look at the next opponent. Swampert in lead. This is fairly neutral. You kind of want to definitely shield up the Earthquake from the opponent. That's going to hurt quite a bit, but also the Hydro Cannon going to hurt quite a bit towards the opponent here. They're going to swap out into the double, allowing us to go for another Hydro Cannon and getting them a little bit lower, which is really good for me, as they're now in 1 Body Slam range already, which is really decent for me as well. Yes, we're going to see the opponent going for 1 Body Slam themselves. We'll be able to take another one. I'm pretty sure this just barely does knock them out, and they might get to another charge move here, but never mind, they're going to shield up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to shield up as well, because I think they had enough energy for a potential potential payback, so I didn't kind of want to get hit by that one, because payback would have definitely destroyed us there. But they're just gonna go for the Body Slam spam. They even have worse IVs than we do, and they're going to go down here, which is kinda wild. As we can now go ahead and go to the Abomasnow against the Altaria, and we have a fairly decent matchup here right now, but I feel like I misplayed this a little bit. Let's take a look. I wanted to go for the charge move there, nothing ever happened, I didn't even see it, and now the opponent gets to another one, and it's a wrong CMP there. Even though the opponent swapped out, they were able to throw the move before me, and now I just lose on the Weather Ball as well, which is just super unfortunate. Even if I would have been able to get this Weather Ball off, I might still have a chance getting to the Ice Beam with my Blastoise, but nope, this was just super unlucky. Against us here right now is a Zangoose. I'm going to use a shield to, shield up the close combat, which is really nice for us as well, as we're going to now see the Hypno coming in. I try to hit the move here so we can get them into range for just 1 Body Slam, and I can take 1 move here still. Now I'm going to have a Body Slam stored with my double, and it's going to be a fairly decent matchup for me now. I can go for the Body Slam here, that's going to either force a shield or get the knockout, and we're going to take the knockout from the opponent here. Still keeping around all our Pokemon, as well as they're going to be able to spam those Body Slams against these Zangoose now. This is really good for us, as Zangoose really needs to use shields against us, but you see already the health declines fairly fast. But the opponent makes a great play here, swapping into the Frosters, but this still allows us to go into our Blastoise. There's no way now that they're going to be able to outspeed us for the next charge move as well. They definitely get to 1 more here, but they don't have 2 yet, and this will allow us to go at least for another Hydro Cannon here, and this Hydro Cannon going to do a ton of damage against them. Stab Hydro Cannon always hurts quite a bit, and we can farm them all the way down. In comes now the Zangoose, and Zangoose is going to be able to knock us out with 1 Night Slash, but we can now force them to go for 1 close combat here with our Abomasnow, and they're going to knock us out here as well. But now they're dry on energy, and our double has a great time there. Next opponent, Cresselia lead. This is not really ideal for us. We can stay in here for a little bit and try to get some extra energy, and we're going to swap out onto the Grass Knot into the double, which is really good for me, because now I'm going to be able to go ahead and go for some payback damage most likely later on. Let's take a look on what we can do here. We're going to let the move go through from the opponent, going to be the Moonblast, and we're going to have a ton of energy which we can use to go for 1 Body Slam against the opponent here right now, which they're going to shield up, which is really good for me, as they're going to swap out into the Lickitung, and now Double can really shine. Definitely also play during the next weekend, because Double is going to be able to spawn in the wild then again, or like the Voodoo. So definitely try to get a good one for that. I try to get an even better IV variant of it as well, as this Pokemon is just so insanely strong. Yeah, I'm going to be able to force a shield from the opponent, even though they have a low HP stat there. I'm fairly certain that they wanted to go for at least the what's called the Power Whip here, so I'm going to be able to now farm them all the way down. And in comes now the Cresselia again. I kind of want to keep my Blastoise around though. So I'm going to shield up the opponent's Grass Knot. I can go for my own Hydro Cannon. And can we actually go ahead and farm them all the way down? Let's take a look at this one. They're going to now still have a lot of HP left actually. More than I expected that they would have left. And the Grass Knot is coming through. I can try to catch the move, but it didn't work out. And in comes now the Regirock. And if this energy ball does knock them out, we're going to win this game, and it does not. It literally gets the defense drop, puts them at 1 HP, but does knock them out, which allows the opponent to go now for 1 Stone Edge to knock us out, and we're still going to be able to at least get to a move here with our Blastoise, and this is going to be a good game. But I was so scared that I wouldn't get to the Hydro Cannon there in time, so good game there, very scary game though, and we're going to take a look now at the next one. We're going to have a hard counter again, Dragon in the lead, the Medicham coming in here as well, really not ideal. Let's take a look what they're going to do here. They're going to shield up the first move, which is fairly decent for us. We can go for another Body Slam here as well, but in comes now the next Body Slam from us, putting them even lower. But they have a ton of energy now. They have basically 100 energy with their Medicham. As you're going to see here right now, we will have to shield some moves, and they're going to go for the Psychic here immediately. But as you can see here right now as well, we're going to still get hit by another Psychic, and at this point of time, this game is kinda over, maybe? Don't know, I can still try to go for the Weather Ball. I don't really think that the opponent has a lot of energy on the Dragonair, so I can just overfarm a little bit and go to 2 Weather Balls. Turns out they had way more than I expected. And like this game is over, there's nothing I can do here anymore. And again, a Dragon type lead is really bad for this team. But let's take a look at the next opponent. We're going to have a Medicham in the lead. There is no good answer really against Medicham here. Our lead is fairly neutral, so we have to kind of take advantage of that. And we're going to do exactly that. We're going to see the opponent going for 1 Psychic here. We will be able to shield this move up, and we can go for our own Hydro Cannon, which will get hopefully the shield or the knockout. We're actually gonna get the knockout from the opponent. In comes Lantern. I can swap out of course into my double, and I have still my hardest answer in the back here, while I still will be able to do some decent damage against them with my Body Slams. I should actually be able to even get to 3 Body Slams here, I feel like. So we might even be able to get a shield from the opponent for that one. Let's take a look at this one. Body Slam going to do a lot of damage, going to spam that all. And if I think it's just a serve, right? It is just a serve. So we're gonna get to another. Nope, we're going to die on the charge move here. Very unfortunate, as in comes now the Dunsparce. Now we'll be able to swap out into my own Blastoise to try to keep, do some damage against the opponent, I guess. But it's kinda all for nothing. There's not a lot that I can do about this. I can still go for the Hydro Cannon. But as you're going to see here right now, the opponent going to shield up the move, and in comes now a Bomber Snow again that will be able to do some damage against them, but not enough, so I'm going to forfeit here as the opponent's Dunsparce was able to farm down the Blastoise, had a ton of energy. It was not worth it to play around here. Next opponent, we're going to get out the Dragonair. This time around, we were a little bit too late again. If you swap basically perfectly, you're going to outspeed the Dragonair, but here we were not able to do this. Now I'm going to build up to 2 charge moves, and I will at least be able to go ahead and go for a Weather Ball against them, knocking them out, getting out most likely the Dunsparce again. Let's take a look at this one. The Dunsparce is coming back in here again. I can overfarm it a little bit. Yes, now we can go ahead and go for the Weather Ball. Going to get the shield from the opponent as well, as I can go for another Weather Ball. But they're going to get all the energy in the world, which can be a little bit difficult to deal with later on. But they're still forced to throw against me, which is very decent actually for me, as this Drill Run is going to knock me out. But I can go back into my Blastoise. In comes the Altaria. And I made a huge mistake here. I should have stayed in with my Blastoise and at least tried to get the shields or something. But now I'm basically stuck in the matchup where I wanted to be in with the other Pokemon. Double would have been so much better against the opponent's, against the opponent's Dunsparce there. And now I'm going to have to go for 2 Body Slams here in order to win this game. And I don't get this move through. Last time I did get this move through, this time I didn't. And this is going to be a tough one to still win. Scatter comes through, the only step move that's going to really hit me here. And now in comes again the Dunsparce, and I feel like this is going to be a game over. They can go for the Drill Run, I can go up to another Hydro Cannon, but I feel like Blastoise is going to get knocked out by the Altaria now. Or does it? No, it does not. Blastoise is going to sweep endgame here, and this is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this team. It was a lot of fun to play this one. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, check out the 2 videos currently on the screen, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.